Good morning, everyone. So on Friday, I I well, I was doing some physical activity, moving some horse panels around, and I didn't think anything of it. They were kind of heavy. I ended up exerting myself, and didn't hurt anything. I was sore the next day, but um, what I found weird about it was I ended up having a fever the next day of 100 to 101. So, and I didn't have any other symptoms such as, the flu-like symptoms or respiratory symptoms. It was just a fever, a headache, and my back of my neck hurt. Not the center, but the left and right sides both hurt and felt really stiff. And I didn't understand why that was. And I think, oh, maybe I was just getting the flu. But 24 hours later, the fever is gone, and only thing I had left was the headache. Took a headache pill for that, and then the headache was gone. And then it got to thinking, well, wonder why the doctors say call the hospital or call the doctor if you are on prednisone and you get it with fever. And come to find out that if you're on prednisone long enough for more than a few weeks, which I've been on it for 6 or 7 weeks now, your adrenal system gets suppressed to some degree, or is possibly suppressed. And when you undergo some kind of stress, either emotional or physical stress, it causes problems with cortisol. I don't have that information in my brain quite right yet, but I guess I overexerted myself and stretched my body. And when you do that and you have any kind of adrenal suppression because of the prednisone, it can cause headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, flu-like symptoms, fatigue. And so I'm pretty sure that my fever and my headache was most likely due to overexertion while on prednisone. So there are some things you can do if you are going to be very, very active, like way more active than you usually are. Um, they what research I could find is that some say to do if you're going to do maybe an hour of strenuous exercise that you want to take maybe a half a dose to a dose of your prednisone before your activity or after your activity to help your body compensate. But this is something you definitely want to talk to your doctor about because the information I was finding online was definitely mixed. But there are definitely people out there saying that during times of physical or emotional stress, you do want to increase your prednisone dose temporarily during that crisis, so to speak. So that's something I'm going to be talking to my doctor about. I see him in about 2 weeks and see what he has to say. There are some tests they can do to see if you are becoming adrenal suppressed. I think it's a ACTH test. Yeah, don't ask me. But anyway, I'm still learning about that. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that that could happen. I thought maybe I was getting sick. And the odd thing is I remember having these same symptoms before I was diagnosed. So I don't know how much of that was related to um, my mixed connective tissue disease because I didn't get those until those weird headaches with the fevers. I was getting headaches and fevers, you know, every like at least once or twice a week, and it was really weird. And it was just like here and gone, here and gone. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. And if I learn anything new, I will share it with you. But again, if you're on prednisone, I'm still at 40 milligrams, which is considered a high dose still. Your adrenals can become suppressed, and it's something to definitely talk to your doctor about. I'm going to be talking to my doctor about it so I can protect myself from an adrenal crisis, which can be life threatening. It causes extremely low blood pressure, low blood sugar, and those things itself can be deadly. So learn about it. Ask your doctors about it. I'm going to be asking my doctor about it here pretty soon. But anyway, as I learn, I hope I will be able to teach you because I'm a teacher. That's what I used to do. But if you have any questions, please ask. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm learning as we're learning. So this is not medical advice by any means, but definitely talk to your doctor about it if you're on high dose prednisone still, because it's something to know. My doctor has not informed me about this yet, so I will be asking him to clarify and maybe get a dosing regimen, or we call that, the appropriate dose for when I'm doing extraneous or stressful event That way I don't have to worry about an adrenal crisis and going to the hospital and potentially dying because my adrenals are not functioning like they're supposed to because the prednisone is suppressing them. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and have a great one.